I am a professional caricature artist and I've been drawing at parties and events for over 10 years now. I also teach my live caricature drawing method here on YouTube in case you want to learn what I do or what I'm thinking about as I draw. And in this video, I'll show you how I practice by picking a random photo from Pinterest and drawing it as a caricature or a stylized portrait. And I'll explain what I was thinking about as I draw. Okay, let's draw something. Okay, on this one, I am going to draw this person as I would draw them at a live event, but maybe I'm going to add a little bit more exaggeration, a little bit more stylization to it. So my style is kind of like a stylized portrait. It's like slightly caricatured to look cool, at least in my mind. And so I'm going to do a little bit of a sketch, but I'm just letting you know that if I was at an event, I would never do this much of a sketch because I give myself 4 minutes to draw someone at an event. But this is what I'm thinking about. So what I'm thinking is the shape of her face first. It's hard to describe this shape, but let me first say the widest part is cheek to cheek right here. That's the widest part of her face. And it comes down to a very small chin. Also, the weight is below the top of the head, so I could drop the top and bring it closer to this line where the eyes will be. And her eyes seem to me very wide compared to an average face. So I can stretch them out a little wider. Since they're already wide, make them a little wider. Her nose, it seems, and I keep using these feeling words, it seems, it feels, because I haven't measured it with a ruler. But I'm basically going by my memory of what an average face looks like. So to me, it seems like her nose is close to her eyes. And so I could exaggerate it by making it really close. And then another thing that jumps out to me is her mouth. Compared to the average mouth, her mouth is definitely small. So I could make it really small. And then she's got that long neck and some stylish hair, which I'll try to create the hair when I get my big marker out. So here's the marker I usually use for eyes, and it is a zebra brush pen. And let's do this thing. But I could also switch. I have a backup marker that I use for eyes also, and that is this Zig Mangaka Flexible Medium. And she has dark eyes with lots of eyelashes. This is a little thicker than the zebra pen. So now I'm looking at the line weight, getting the eye lashes on there. The eyelid, that's just a fold of the skin, and so it's naturally going to be a thinner line. Her eyes are so dark I can't even see or make out the difference between the pupil and the iris, so I'm just going to draw the whole thing black. Just drawing a shape and getting that in there, a little line for the under eyelid. These are just tiny little dimension lines to help me map out where the other eye is going to be. I press down hard and then let up. So I got thick on this side and thin on that side. Some more eyelashes. Left a little highlight on there. And basically now I'm not even exaggerating these eyebrows. And then she has these piercings. Draw those on there, but I tell you what, I hope that thing doesn't go all the way through. I mean, if they stuck a needle all the way through the bridge of her nose, I'm sure that was extremely painful. So, okay, now the nose, we're gonna actually pull it up even closer to the eyes. I'm basically just drawing what I see on at that point. Of course, we got some freckles, and here's the thing about freckles: if someone has a lot of freckles, I usually just barely mention it. You know, not mention it, but I just indicate it a little bit. I don't put all of the freckles all over the face because it looks like they've been, you know, shot with a paintball gun in the face. So just suggest it, and people usually they like that a lot better. Okay, so now the mouth. Man, I feel like I messed that up a little bit. Here we go. But basically, I'm drawing the shape of the top lip. That's something I gotta work on. I mean, if it was drawn perfect, you should be drawing the shape of the lip, not the lines, if that makes sense. In other words, if you're just drawing the lines, it's like these lines, if you put them in the right spot, they create lips. That's going to be like a low-level drawing. But if you think of the shape that makes the lips, they're like the shape of the top lip and the shape of the bottom lip. That's going to be a much better drawing, and that's definitely something I need to work on. Because I get so used to drawing people fast, I'm just throwing the lines down on paper as fast as I possibly can. But when I'm home practicing, I need to be thinking about the shape of the lips, not just the lines that I'm putting down. And then when I'm back at another gig, at a party drawing people, my drawings will be a little bit better. So this sketch, I've got the chin drawn down here, but I'm not going to draw it like that. I'm going to push it up. The line that I sketched it down here, I'm going to draw it somewhere around here. Because I think what I'm doing is I'm exaggerating this widest point, which is her cheekbones. And when they pull out, it's going to automatically pull the chin up. Because that's like one of the part of the theory of a constant mass. In your brain or in your imagination, you're thinking of a constant mass. it's like a lump of clay. If I stretch out this lump of clay side to side, the top and the bottom is automatically going to stretch in. And you do that with each of the features. That's like if I pull the eyes further out, the nose comes closer up. If I push the eyes closer in, the nose is going to stretch down, if you're using that theory of constant mass. Okay, so I'm going to get the wide cheekbones. And here's the secret if you don't know it. The cheek and the chin connect. The shape does, at least. I'm not going to connect that line, but in my mind, it's connecting. You see, if I was to finish drawing that line, it would connect. And if you do that, your drawings are going to look more like a real face with like there's a bone structure under there. Even if it's an exaggerated bone structure, it's going to feel like it's working a lot better. All right, now we're going to get the chin. I mean, not the chin, but that is the jawbone, the jawline. And this is where I can draw thicker lines. Okay, now for the hard part. Her hair is kind of different. I'm just going to try to do it sort of like at random. I'm seeing these shapes. I don't know how I'm going to do it before my marker starts moving, but I know more or less I want it to look good, but at the same time, I don't want to mess it up. I want there to... But if I move my hand in a certain way, sometimes you can have happy accidents. It's like Bob Ross would say, there are happy accidents when you're doing art. So that if some lines hit the page, you weren't planning it, but those lines look great. And anybody looking on to the art thinks that you planned that, and actually all you were doing was throwing down good lines. All right, that's the inside. Now we're going to go with the outline. And I'm seeing it's kind of flat. I'm going to try to be geometrical. I'm not going to be I'm not going to draw a bunch of smooth lines. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to try to get some straight lines, some geometrical shapes, almost like this hair is made out of plastic. And if I mess up, I just mess up. Oh well. I'm not trying to match this photo perfectly because this is a stylized portrait. This shape kind of goes in toward her ear, then there's like, it pops back out. It lines up sort of with her jawline. I can stylize it a little bit. It comes out here and then swings out a little bit and then comes in toward her neck. I don't have to do it exactly like that, but alright, now we're going to draw the skinny neck in there. Hope I don't mess it up. Alright, I might leave it like this if I was at a live event and maybe draw some hair flow lines in there because like I said, I'll give myself 4 minutes. But because I'm in my home studio and there's no time limit, I'm going to go ahead and ink this in, this hair shape. Let's see how I'm going to do it. basically I'm coming up from this, like the bottom edge of the hair, the bangs, and then I'm pressing down and then lifting up on the marker, and so it kind of fades out as it goes up. And then I'm going to do the opposite coming down, and if they don't touch, there's going to be a white space in there, and hopefully that looks like a cool highlight. If I get good at this, and I get a lot faster at coloring in these hair, like dark hair like this with fully inked, then I may start doing it at events. But right now I don't want to spend like 10 minutes on one drawing when there's like a long line of people waiting. But I can get this thing, if I can get a shape of a hair inked in like 30 seconds or 45 seconds, then I would definitely start doing it at events, because it looks a lot better when it's fully inked in. Because you got the bold black hair contrasting with the shape of the face. It almost always looks better, especially if it's done well, which I'm not claiming I'm the best in the world at doing this. That's why I'm doing it right now while I'm at home practicing. And then this is underneath the neck, so the head is causing a shadow, so there's not going to be that much highlights in this part of the hair. Alright, that's not too bad. A slightly stylized portrait. I could call it a caricature and no one would know the difference. So if you like this video, please like it for the algorithm and subscribe and hit the notification button, because on the next video I'm going to take this drawing I just did and pull it into Procreate and add color to it. And I'm going to try to turn it into a cool character design. So if you don't want to miss that, please hit the notification button. And until the next video, I hope you always get better at what you love to draw.